Steve Mariotti is a best-selling author and the founder and former president of the global nonprofit network for teaching entrepreneurship, NFTE.com, which has provided entrepreneurship education to 1.2 million low-income youth. Mr. Mariotti is co-founder of the Center for Financial Independence, CFI.com, which provides nonprofit sustainability and development training, and the CEO of Atlas Learning, atlaslearninginc.com. In 2020, Mr. Mariotti's memoir, Goodbye Homeboy: How My Students Drove Me Crazy and Inspired a Movement, Ben Bella Books, reached number 22 in Amazon biographies, number 1 in 4 additional Amazon categories, and won multiple awards. In 2021, he executive produced the PBS docuseries Trauma to Triumph: Rise of the Entrepreneur. Mr. Mariotti will be inducted into the exclusive Hall of Fame by the International Association of Top Professionals, IAOTP. His expertise and extraordinary talents have afforded him this distinction. Inclusion with the International Association of Top Professionals is an honor. Only 10 IAOTP members are inducted into the Hall of Fame. These special honorees are distinguished based on their longevity in their fields, contributions to society, and impact in their industries. The International Association of Top Professionals, IAOTP, recently selected Mr. Mariotti for the Top Author of the Year Award for 2022. He was honored at IAOTP's annual awards gala at the Bellagio Hotel in Las Vegas. This December, Mr. Mariotti will be inducted into the Hall of Fame at IAOTP's 2023 Annual Awards Gala, being held at the Plaza Hotel in New York City. Mr. Mariotti received this honor because his career has touched practically every business sector. Through his nonprofit organization Nifty and the sale of millions of copies of his books, he has taught millions the value of entrepreneurship and business ownership. He began his career as a Ford Motor Company's youngest senior analyst before directing a team in Ford's International Finance Department that established methods still in use today to significantly reduce the company's borrowing costs. Mr. Mariotti also collaborated with the famed civil rights leader and social activist Leon Sullivan to design elements of Ford's inaugural anti-apartheid strategy in 1979. Mr. Mariotti then departed Ford Motor Company to launch Mason Import and Export Services in New York City. Mr. Mariotti felt driven to educate and help urban youngsters, so he sold his business and became a special education teacher in some of New York City's most challenging communities, including Bedford-Stuyvesant, the South Bronx, and the Lower East Side. Mr. Mariotti founded the South Bronx Entrepreneurial Education Project, Inc. in 1987 in a South Bronx classroom dedicated to high school dropouts. He developed this program into the National Foundation for Teaching Entrepreneurship, a charity popularly known as Nifty. Nifty teaches low-income adolescents the fundamentals of entrepreneurship and wealth development so they can create paths out of poverty and find success. Mr. Mariotti wrote the first high school textbook on entrepreneurship for Nifty's programs, and his textbooks and curriculum are used in 22 states and 12 countries. Nifty has served more than 1 million students from Chicago to China with entrepreneurship education. Mr. Mariotti's curriculum has been used to train more than 12,000 teachers around the world. In 1995, Mr. Mariotti and Mr. Joseph Robinson co-founded Inmates Teaching Business and Mentorship, ITEM, after teaching math and entrepreneurship at Rikers Island in New York City, one of the largest jails in America. ITEM is a prison-based program that teaches inmates how to educate their children and fellow offenders on the fundamentals of small business formation, operation, and ownership. This concept was quickly replicated in other jails and has since become a national model. Mr. Mariotti is a sought-after speaker, lecturer, and regular contributor to the Huffington Post. He has published numerous articles and has co-authored and authored 43 books and manuals. He serves as a motivational coach to empower entrepreneurs worldwide and has spoken as an entrepreneurship expert at the Aspen Ideas Festival, Harvard, Columbia, Yale, Brown, Berkeley, Georgetown, Baylor, and Babson College. Mr. Mariotti traveled to Cambodia as a U.S. State Department guest to share his entrepreneurial education with emerging economies. This trip inspired him to focus on how entrepreneurship can help people overcome traumatic experiences like war and genocide. He wrote extensively on this subject for the Huffington Post, interviewing survivors of trauma who became entrepreneurs to rebuild their lives. Throughout his illustrious career, Mr. Mariotti has received many awards and accolades and has been recognized globally for his remarkable leadership and commitment to the profession. As an IAOTP member, Mr. Mariotti has been recognized numerous times. In 2022, he was named Top Author of the Year, appeared on the Planet Hollywood billboard on the Las Vegas Strip, and graced the cover of TIP Top Industry Professionals magazine. In 2020, he received the Lifetime Achievement Award, was selected as Top Global Education Social Entrepreneur of the Decade, and the Top Global Social Entrepreneur of the Year. In 2019, he was honored at the Bellagio Hotel as Top Entrepreneur of the Year by the International Association of Top Professionals and featured on the renowned Reuters building in Times Square. This year, Mr. Mariotti will be interviewed on TIP Radio. He has also received the Bernard A. Goldhirsch Social Entrepreneur of the Year Award, the United States Department of Commerce's National Directors Entrepreneurship Award, the Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year Award, and the Ace and Curie Foundation's Humanitarian Venture Award, the Salvatore Award, and the Society of Entrepreneurial Educators, SEE, First Award for Outstanding Educator. Mr. Mariotti has been included in numerous editions of Who's Who in America, Who's Who in Finance and Business, and Who's Who in the World. Looking back, Mr. Mariotti credits his success to his education, mentors he met along the way, and a desire to serve others. He finds his work very rewarding and hopes others will seek a career as a teacher in low-income communities. In his spare time, Mr. Mariotti enjoys chess, hiking, collecting rare books, and attending seminars at Princeton's Institute for Advanced Studies. He hopes to continue making a difference in people's lives any way that he can. For more information on Mr. Mariotti, please visit www.stevemariotti.com.